Meantime, I want to say this was a great idea. And shouts to Brave New Travel in Atlanta. My new friend Rachel, who runs this wonderful organization, has put together a thing called the Hip Hop Supper Club. I thought this was brilliant. It was a small group. You can see the picture right there. And it's a bug. There's a bug in here. and what it was I thought this was a great idea. This was also in conjunction with the Museum of Design in Atlanta. So if you're in the Atlanta area, the Museum of Design has put together a lot of like hip hop 50 events as well. They had a whole exhibition on hip hop architecture, which I think is super dope. It was curated by Sekou Cook, who I don't have his book here somewhere still. Getting unpacked from the move, but Sekou Cook put a great book together called Hip Hop Architecture. There's a lot of really interesting, smart intersections with architecture and hip hop throughout the generations. And then the Museum of Design Atlanta put together this great exhibition that showcased it. Brilliant stuff. And I went to a couple of events there earlier, during the year. There was a hip hop and wine pairing event, which was like super innovative and cool. And this is the stuff I love. I love the intersections.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about the club. I didn't know it passed already.
Yeah, so this was great. This was the Hip Hop Scholars Supper Club. Shouts to the great Regina Bradley, Dr. Regina Bradley from down here in Atlanta, who I have followed. She has done so much great work on the academic side, taking the history of Southern hip hop, Southern rap, Outkast especially. She's written books. She's just the GOAT when it comes to this stuff. And I was able to meet her in person. We knew each other online, and it was a really great event. So I just want to say that what they did was they put together this great event where it wasn't many of us. It was I'd say less than 20 people there, and I think it was only 8 public seats. The rest were the scholars and the museum execs and all that stuff. And there were 8 of us that were I'm interested enough in hip hop to pay $100 to sit in a room full of other people interested about hip hop and some nerds, with love. I say that because I'm a nerd too. So, and they're let's talk about it. But it was fantastically put together. It was a wonderful, I'm showing you the pictures. Super class. We went from ashy to classy. This is me and Regina Brad. Look at us chilling.
Look at that. Nice picture.
It's a good picture. And, folks from the museum, this was what it looked like. There I am at the table with strangers. This is the chef, this dude right here out of Atlanta named Demetrius Brown. Brilliant in his pairings. It was, again, every dish was set up with to pair with a song. Killer Mike, Outkast, T.I., different songs, but then sort of inspired a dish that had to go with it. And it was really dope. And he's making some noise down here. That's cool. And we ate like kings and queens. It was fantastic. It was a beautifully, look how fancy this ricey corn was. There I was saying something important. I wasn't about to slap my friend. This looks crazy.
No, it looks you're pontificating.
Okay, yeah. I hope so, because it was I was why I oughta. And it was a really great event, very cool. And then of course there's Rachel, and of course there's Regina, and of course people talked about hip hop, and then the scholars. Look at this, the fanciness that I was involved in. This was fantastic.
Is this a gravy teapot?
Yeah, it was a whole thing. I can't even tell you. I wish I had the menu. I forgot to save the menu. Yeah. And that was it. That was the whole crew. It was a dope event. And I just wanted to say, I know there were people there, of hip hop, within hip hop, that kind of, really enjoyed it. But I know that there were a couple of people there who either were sort of casual hip hop fans, but because of the discussions going on, really learned or picked up something new. I had a great conversation with a friend I met, a friend, I forget his name, but we stayed in contact, who's a filmmaker, a writer. He was on strike, because it was during the strike. And, I believe his wife, who was works with the art program with arts and children, and how to obviously use the arts to help children who are going through traumatic situations. And I'm like, oh my God, I know so many people that do that with hip hop. We should connect. I got to put you onto some people and we could make some connections. So all in all, it was a great event. And shouts to Brave New Travel in Atlanta, who put that together. The Hip Hop Scholars Club. I thought it was pretty dope.
Many faces. You sick for this one. Sick for this one. Sick.